So where do these cycles even come from? A lot of them started before we even realized they're there. Childhood, family dynamics, life experiences, trauma, relationships, culture, society, things that people said to us, things that people did to us, things that happened around us, and sometimes things that should have happened but didn't. But here's what I want you to understand. The experience isn't necessarily the belief, but we experience something and then we make a meaning out of it. Someone leaves, and the belief becomes, people always leave me. You're rejected, and the belief becomes, something must be wrong with me. You grow up around financial instability, and the belief becomes, there's never going to be enough. People continually disappoint you, and the belief becomes, I can only depend on myself. You experience instability, and the belief becomes, if I'm not in control, something bad is going to happen. And eventually, those beliefs can become so familiar, we stop recognizing them as beliefs, and they just feel like the truth. And this is where the cycle starts showing up in our everyday lives because we don't just carry beliefs, we live from them. They affect our mindset, they affect our relationships, they affect our decisions, and eventually they can affect the direction of our lives. Think about it. If somewhere along the way I developed the belief that I'm not enough, what kind of thoughts might come from that? Maybe I constantly compare myself to other people. Maybe I'm extremely critical of myself. Maybe I struggle to celebrate what I've accomplished. Maybe I constantly feel behind. Maybe I believe I have to prove myself. And now that beliefs enter into my relationships. Maybe I need constant reassurance. Maybe I become a people pleaser. Maybe I'm terrified of disappointing people. Maybe I don't set boundaries because I'm afraid that somebody will leave. And maybe I tolerate things I shouldn't tolerate because being mistreated feels less frightening than being alone. And then that same belief starts affecting my decisions. I don't apply, I don't start, I don't speak up, I don't leave, I don't say no, I don't obey what God is asking me to do because I'm afraid I'm going to fail. And suddenly, a belief that was formed years ago is now influencing the direction of my life today. That's why I always say your problem isn't always the decision. Sometimes it's the belief that's driving the decision.